Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome. My name is Tristan Mortlock, this is Captain's Vlog. Today I want to go over 5 things that I hate about working in the luxury super yacht industry. For those of you who know, I've been in this industry now for 17 or so years, and we run a very successful charter yacht. Don't get me wrong, I do love what I do, but like in any job there are going to be things that you don't love so much. So the first thing, start at number 5, is unfortunately I'm now getting a lot of criticism from this from my viewers that have sailing boats, but it is sailors. Now the reason I say this is when it comes to navigation and collision avoidance, in general it tends to be the sailors that don't understand the rules. Now the rules are set out by the IMO, which is the International Maritime Organization, and they're basically regulations for all vessels, whether it be a power-driven vessel, sailing vessel, fishing vessels, or what have you. Now, just to explain what it is in particular I really hate is, for those of you that are sailors that might not know the rules, if your sails are up and you are using your machinery, your engines and your propellers, you are a power-driven vessel. You are no longer a sailing vessel, okay? So you must comply with the rules as a power-driven vessel. You must also show a day shape in the shape of a cone with the apex pointing down, okay? And I see it all the time because I know we're sailing. There's no way you can tell me you're sailing at 6-7 knots with 5 knots of wind and going head straight into the wind, okay? The other thing as well is the sailors think that, oh, motor yachts must stay out of the way of sailing vessels. Yes, a motor yacht or power-driven vessel must is the giveaway vessel to a sailing vessel, but a sailing vessel is the stand-on vessel. What does that mean? That means that you must maintain your course and speed. You can't just, if I'm avoiding you, if a power-driven vessel is avoiding you, you can't do whatever you want. He's taking action to avoid you. You must maintain your course and speed. This is in accordance to the regulations. And it happens to me every single day. I'm always getting irritated with sailors because they do not understand the rules. They have this mentality that power-driven vessels give way to sailing vessels. If you are not using your sails, you are a power-driven vessel. You are not a sailing vessel. So please comply with the rules. So many close encounters, even yesterday. I'll tell you exactly what happened. I had taken avoiding action in ample time to stay away of sailing vessel, get well clear of him, and after taking my action, about a minute or so later, he decided to tack right in front of me, and we're in big open waters. There was plenty of wind. He could have waited for me to pass, but he decided to tack right in front of me, and I had to take immediate action. So guys, please understand that you are a stand-on vessel. You must maintain your course and speed and let the giveaway vessel take action. If the giveaway vessel is not taking action, or you don't believe they're taking enough action, then you have a duty of care to take action. You must take action to avoid a collision. Okay, so that's the first thing, number 5, that I hate about working on yachts. Okay, number 4 of the things I hate about working in the super yacht industry is rude guests. Now, I've been doing this job for many years, and one thing I can't tolerate is rude people. It is not difficult to say hello to people when you come on board, to the crew. It is not difficult to say thank you when somebody has served you a drink, and it's not difficult to say please when you are asking for something. Don't click your fingers at people. That's just rude in every way. I've gotten to a point now, I've been doing this job for so long, and AWOL has built such a great reputation. We don't tolerate rude people on board. If you're going to be rude to my crew, then you can literally turn around and walk off. What we do on AWOL, we do due diligence with all our guests that come on board, so we get references from previous charters, and we have turned down multiple people over the years because they had bad references. So don't be rude, and remember that if you are going to be a bit of a hole, shall we say, the biggest a-hole on any super yacht, any vessel, can be the captain. So I'll give you a prime example of this. Before on my previous boat we had jet skis, and in order to use the jet ski, you have to have a license, and to operate the jet ski you have to have a license in certain, in French waters, for example. So a lot of the times we'd get charters and they would want to use the jet ski, but they didn't have a license. So it was not legal, but I did say, right, we can go to a quiet bay that I knew, and I gave clear instructions and spent some time teaching them how to use a jet ski, and I gave them the learner key to start off with so they can use the jet ski. And so they have fun. Of course I want all guests to enjoy their experience on board. And then one year we had a family, and they were just vile people, and they said, we use jet ski now. And I was like, okay, yeah, no problem, please show me your license. Oh, we don't have any license. You do, under the charter agreement, you need to have a license to operate the jet ski. I'm so sorry, I can't allow you to use the jet ski without a license. They called up the broker called me. I said, it's in the contract, I'm so sorry. Normally I would find a quiet bay and they were nice and kind, and I'll let them use a jet ski. But if you're going to be an a-hole to my crew or to me, believe me, I'm the biggest a-hole on board. Okay, so please don't be rude to people. It's so unnecessary, and it gets you nowhere, because if you're going to be rude, nobody wants to do you favors, and the crew won't want to go that extra mile for you to have a great experience. They're going to do the bare minimum, so you're doing yourself no benefit whatsoever. Okay, number 3 on the list of things that I hate most about working on a super yacht, believe it or not, a lot of you are going to laugh at this, is wind. Now, wind causes the majority of external accidents on board any vessel. It creates the big swell. Maneuvering for me, when we're coming into port or out of port when it's very windy, I get anxious, nervous, I get very irritated because I'm trying to focus on maneuvering the vessel. I'm focusing on what the crew are telling me on the radio, and I've got the wind pumping in my ear, and it's, it does affect the maneuverability of the vessel. The other thing with wind is, when you do come into a bit of trouble, wind's not going to help. It can be quite stressful. So, I would never be a very good sailor, I admit that. And for those people that live in windy environments or windy places, I don't know how you guys do it. I could never do it. And so that's number 3, is wind. Number 2, what I hate about working on a super yacht is the lack of personal space and the lack of privacy. Now, what you guys get to see, the whole image is these beautiful big super yachts with these big cabins and these spaces and these big salons and cinema rooms and all these different levels and decks. Now, the reality is those spaces are for guests. They're not to be used by the crew. The crew have very small shared cabins, and we have a very small crew mess where we eat our food and we can kind of relax. But the issue is you can never relax on your own. You're always on top of each other. So the only space you have is your small cabin. Our cabin is probably 2 meters, maybe 2.2 meters by 1.5 meters, 2 meters, and then probably 2 meters high. So it's basically a shoebox. It's a tiny space. I'm not complaining about the space, but it's just the personal time. You don't have any on board. You're constantly with your crew 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The only time you're not seeing them is when you're sleeping. And it does get quite stressful at times, and we're all human. Luckily on AWOL we all the crew get on very well, but we are still human and we still need our space, and Sometimes we get irritated with each other, especially during the season. You know, it's long hours, it's very stressful, everybody's tired, and sometimes you just need to have your own space to relax. You know, sometimes you don't want to go for a walk, you just want to be relaxing, maybe watching a movie, or I know, on your phone, or reading a book. So I'd say that's the thing I hate the most, number 2. And my number 1 hate about working on a super yacht is the sacrifice. Now, from the outside world, what you see is that we are traveling all these beautiful destinations, and we go to these fantastic places, and it's always sunny and warm and everything's always fantastic, but the reality is very different. For example, now it's beginning of August. We are traveling around Sardinia and Corsica, which are both stunning islands, but the whole month we don't have a single day off. Okay, so we've got charter guests back to back, so we don't get to really enjoy the places that we're going to. Occasionally, if we're in port, we can go off for a half-an-hour walk, but there's no real time for yourself because you're always on call. The other thing is we're away all summer, so things like family events. My partner is the chief steward on board. We've missed weddings, we've missed birthdays, we've missed family gatherings, and these things always tend to happen in the summer months. The other thing that we miss a lot, which happen in the summer months, are the summer events, like, you know, outdoor concerts, events, just being able to enjoy a summer holiday. The last time I had a summer holiday in the Northern Hemisphere was when I was probably 15 years old. I'm 33 now, so what, 18 years ago, 17, 18 years ago. So I do miss that. And the other thing that we sacrifice a lot is, because we're always on board, for those of you watching the channel a lot, we spent the whole winter in Italy and doing the refits. We did the paint engineering refit, and now we spend the whole summer on board, and we never get to spend time at home. So my partner and I, we have a beautiful home and we want to spend time there, and we're just never there. You know, our life was so devoted to the boat, and all our time we're on board. So we're in Italy, we used to go back, you know, every other weekend, and, you know, try and spend time at home, but it's a 4.5 hour drive each way. And then on the summer we're completely away. You know, we don't go home at all. We're just always on board. So we've got a swimming pool at home which never gets used because we're away all summer. We can't use it in the winter because it's too cold. So that was a bit of a mistake, buying a house with a swimming pool. It looks very nice. We do sacrifice a lot. You know, I've got family like nieces, they get their time off, their school holidays in the summer, and they live in Canada, so when they come over to Europe, we've got family in France and Spain and in the UK. I can never see them, never get to spend time with them because we're always working in the summer months. So guys, those are 5 things that I think hate's a strong word, but I'm going to say hate about working in the super yacht industry. As always guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. If you work in the super yacht industry, let me know what you hate the most about working in the super yacht industry in the comments box below. And if you like this video, please browse the other videos. We've got great content on this channel, and please do consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell notification so you don't miss any future videos. I look forward to seeing you all next video.